while there are still a few games left in the NBA regular season, I do want to touch on the offseason moves the Warriors might be looking to make, as Steph Curry still has a couple of years left in his prime, as he's still putting up nearly a 30-piece a night. And some of those names have been really big stars that could either come back to the Bay or come to the Bay for the first time. So I want to point out what Sam had to say from The Athletic, talking about the Golden State Warriors' possible moves in the offseason on today's show. Welcome into Warriors Day by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Allie Barefoot. Let's get into what Sam said. He said the Warriors' lead decision makers still believe Curry's longevity gives him a couple more seasons of possible contention if the roster around him is up to it. If there's a path to LeBron, Giannis, which would be their dream scenario, or an impending free agent, Paul George, or a reunion with Kevin Durant, they will explore it. So I want to explore Kevin Durant possibly coming back to the Bay Area. There have been several rumors this entire year that Kevin Durant may possibly not want to stay with the Phoenix Suns anymore, and obviously he did wonders for the Golden State Warriors a couple years ago. So what would it look like to bring Kevin Durant back to the Bay Area? Well, let's look and see what Kevin Durant has done since he has taken a step away from the Golden State Warriors. In the past few years, of course, he's played for 3 different teams. He played for the Warriors, then the Nets, now he's with the Suns. So obviously he's still producing the same numbers that he was 3 years ago, 4 years ago. His field goal percentage is right up there. His rebounds per game have gone a little bit lower, but of course the Suns do have Nurkic, so they've got a different moving parts here. But overall, the 35-year-old doesn't look like he's slowing down at all, especially since he gave the Warriors some of their greatest championship runs over the last decade. I know you guys remember these faces. God, it feels like so long ago since I've seen this starting lineup. The 2016-2017 Warriors, arguably the best NBA team in history, had Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green. 3 of those players are still with the Warriors right now. And then, of course, old Zaza was helping the Warriors get a championship ring. But Kevin Durant was right up there, putting 25 points up a night along with Steph Curry. And I know you guys remember the historic run that happened, the decade-long, that Kevin Durant happened to produce with the Warriors. 2018 NBA All-First Team, 3-time All-NBA Second Team. He was a 4-time NBA All-Star along with Steph Curry. He was a 2-time NBA Finals MVP, which is really hard to get over the Splash Brothers, and then the 2-time NBA champion. Of course, he did leave after they tried to make that run for a three-peat. It didn't work out, and there was some drama on the team. I'm going to break that down here in just a quick second, but I want you guys to know that if the Golden State Warriors decide to trade for Kevin Durant, or even possibly LeBron James, Giannis, Paul George, we're going to talk about it right here on Warriors Today by Chat Sports. All you guys have to do, we'll take care of all the work, I got you, is just going ahead and hit that sub button. But I do have one more question to ask you guys. Do you want Kevin Durant to come back to the Golden State Warriors? I know there was a lot of drama around KD coming to the Bay Area in the first time because a lot of people were calling him a snake. They were saying he's a gold digger. He's just going to this team because he wants to get some hardware, which a lot of players do nowadays. So I don't understand why it's all on Kevin Durant. And I'm not sure he would like to come back to the Bay Area just because of how much hate he got for coming to the star-studded team in the first place. So if you guys want Kevin Durant to come to the team, I'm sure he'll find this YouTube page sooner or later. Go on ahead and spam KD down below. While you guys are doing that, I do want to break down our sponsor here on Warriors Today by Chat Sports. Give them a huge shout out because Prize Picks is making me have so much fun on the #1 daily fantasy sports app. And I just want to share that with you guys because I want you guys to go on ahead and test your skills and see if you can make some money in the meantime. Right now, it is opening day yesterday for the MLB, so there are numerous sports categories you can choose from. NBA, NHL, MLB, college basketball, March Madness is also still happening as well. And look, testing my skills on Prize Picks this season is the most exciting way to play a daily fantasy sports app. And if you have the skills, you can turn $10 into $1,000 with just a few taps. And you can play alongside some of Prize Picks' favorite players like Meek Mill and Sugar Sean O'Malley. You can find them now in the community plays under the promos tab of the app to view entries from some of the biggest names in the Prize Picks community each week. All you guys have to do is pick between 2 to 6 players and just pick more or less on a player's projected stats, and you can win up to 100 times your money. Just go to prizepicks.com/CLNS. Use promo code CLNS for a first-time deposit match up to $100. Pick more, pick less. It is truly that easy to test your skills and help you earn some money in the meantime. Could Kevin Durant possibly leave the Phoenix Suns? I feel bad for KD. I really do. He had the resources in Brooklyn with James Harden and Kyrie Irving. Then COVID happened, and it just didn't really work out there. Now he got shipped out to Phoenix, where he's going to have another star-studded team with Devin Booker and Bradley Beal. But Beal's been hurt, and now there's been reports that Kevin Durant may be frustrated with the team. And this was tweeted out a long time ago, that Durant wanted to kind of look at a different team. And Adrian Wojnarowski of ESPN did point out that, look, he just seemed frustrated with the Phoenix Suns. KD did come back to say on Twitter that that's not true, although I don't know really where that would come from if it wasn't true. I know media can tend to make some things up, but nonetheless, something had to happen to have Kevin Durant at least put out some frustrations there. And I don't blame him with Bradley Beal being hurt. He's done this trio and failed before. He doesn't want to do it again. So I do find it very interesting that there were already rumors out there. And then one Eastern Conference executive told The Ringer that Kevin Durant, don't be surprised if he tends to look around in the offseason, saying Durant for sure will look around in the offseason. Durant always has a wandering eye. And if Durant left, the GM said, Booker would have to consider his options as well. I've never known any other team that Devin Booker could play for. But if that could be breaking up the dynasty, Booker could also be another addition the Warriors could possibly look at, because I want to take it back to when Kevin Durant was actually on the Golden State Warriors and all the great things that he did. There was some downside. Why did KD leave in the first place? Remember when Draymond Green and Kevin Durant got into a very heated discussion during the Los Angeles Clippers game because Kevin Durant was wide open, Draymond Green didn't pass to him, and there was a lot of speculation that there was a bunch of beef going on between these two players. And I find it very interesting that when you look at what happened with Kevin Durant and why he's not with the Warriors, Draymond Green seems to be at the root of it all. You wonder why Jordan Poole's not with the Warriors anymore? Draymond Green seems to be at the root of it all. But I'm not playing villain here, because Kevin Durant also spoke on that argument that happened and said, look, the reason why I left Golden State is not because of the argument. It was the way that everybody, Steve Kerr, tried to act like it didn't happen. Bob Myers tried to just discipline you and think that would put a mask over things. So obviously, Kevin Durant wasn't happy with how some things were working out in the Bay Area. But of course, Bob Myers is gone. Steve Kerr seems to be a different coach from when he was in 2017. But now it makes me wonder if we all know KD and Draymond Green are fine. They're on each other's podcasts. They talk, that's great. But I wonder how they would do as teammates again. As Draymond Green, punched Jordan Poole and sent him to Washington. Draymond Green and Kevin Durant had an altercation, and he goes to Brooklyn. So if you had to pick one player to stay on the Golden State Warriors next year, would you rather have Kevin Durant or would you rather have Draymond Green? Type Dre for Draymond Green. Type KD for Kevin Durant if you want to see him on the Warriors next season. The unfortunate part is that you would have to give up a lot for Kevin Durant to come to the Golden State Warriors. Klay Thompson's at about $45 million right now, but his contract's over at the end of the year, so they would either have to re-sign him and then trade him away, and I don't think that Dunleavy would ever do that to Klay Thompson and what he's done in this last decade. So to account for $47 million, which is what Kevin Durant would cost, it's going to take a lot of players on the Warriors roster to make up room for this. So I cooked up this trade that actually does have a 3-team trade involved in it. That I do think there is enough players around that you can actually make some momentum, and hopefully Miami Heat would be on board with this. That's the only team that I'm wondering would possibly not be okay with what they are receiving on the other end. But overall, the trade would have Kevin Durant coming to the Warriors. The Suns would receive a lot of Miami Heat players, Tyler Hero, Jovic, and then Andrew Wiggins would also be a part of that. And then you have to do 3 first-round picks, which would basically be giving up for Kevin Durant. And the Heat would receive Chris Paul, who's $30.8 million a year. You give up a second round, and you give up a first round. I'm not sure if the Heat's giving up those many players just for a first and a second. You may have to give up either another player from the Warriors or maybe another draft pick. I'm not sure. I'm not Mike Dunleavy, but overall, to bring somebody like Kevin Durant to the Warriors, I do think it would take a 3-team trade, just like it took a 3-team trade to bring Kristaps Porzingis to the Boston Celtics. There was a lot moving in that part. So overall, this is probably something that's going to happen if you want to bring any superstar to Golden State. LeBron, Giannis, Paul George. This is not going to be an easy offer. So with that being said, would you guys accept this offer? Go on ahead and type A for accept, type D for decline if you guys would accept this trade between the Golden State Warriors, the Phoenix Suns, and the Miami Heat. So overall, I think that Kevin Durant coming back to the Golden State Warriors would be incredible. I think that he has a lot more left in his tank, and I think Steph Curry also has a lot more left in his tank, but I do think that maybe it wouldn't be enough to give up all of those players to say goodbye. There are other trades out there that have a Jonathan Kuminga really attached to anything that's going to happen in the offseason if they want to bring anybody that's win-now talent, which could be a little bit tough. But if anything happens with Kevin Durant, if anything happens with the Golden State Warriors at all, we report about it. News, rumors, breaking news, trade rumors, we've got everything for you guys. So if you guys want a one-stop hub for the Golden State Warriors, Warriors Today by Chat Sports is your page. All you guys got to do is hit that sub button for me.